देखा नवलतया प्रभूचे प्रेम अद्वैत भक्ताचे जे सारथ पार्थाचे करितू असे. These are the wonderful lines from Jnaneshwari. We call that as OV. Jnaneshwari by Sant Jnaneshwar is an interpretation of Bhagavad Gita, one of the elite divine element which we follow in life. And this OV means the benevolent attitude of divine is so keen and friendly with his disciple Arjuna that Lord Shri Krishna prefers to become his charioteer. It shows the true love between the divine and the disciple. And that true love of disciple, that is devotee, and the divine is also visible, which we can experience. That is Varkari. The love between Varkari and Lord Vitthal of Pandharpur is one of the experiences we get in Wari. Hello friends, this is Samir Khasnes and I'm going to speak about my experience of being into Wari 2024. As the onset of rains in Maharashtra, Warkari community, who are predominated by farming as their profession, they start Wari, the annual pilgrimage from either Dehu or Alandi, which is close to Pune, towards the abode of divine Pandurang, that is in Pandharpur. In the journey, they pray, they play, they dance, and they enjoy the subliminal bliss.
आम्हाला या वारीमध्ये भेटली आणि बाईमध्ये तुमच्या दुधामध्ये येऊ द्या, मला एक गाणं म्हणायचं आहे. ठीक आहे, तर बाई तुमचा जिल्हा कुठला?
माझा वाशिम जिल्हा.
वाशिम जिल्हा
आणि बारकाची मुळगाव आमचं.
बरं बाई, तुमचं नाव काय?
माझं नाव ऐकायचं नाही तुम्हाला?
अहो ऐकायचं नाही. तुमचं नाव काय गाणं आहे का?
नाही, बरोबर.
तुम्ही आमच्या रथामध्ये आला, कोण्या गावची बाई? वाशिमची. नाव काय? मग काय सांगायचं?
नाही, बरोबर आहे. नाव तर विचारलंच पाहिजे. तर ऐका माझं नाव.
बरं बाबू. गाणं नका म्हणून नाव सांगा ना.
नाही, मला नाही काही स्वयंपोत नाद आणि विकायची सवय झाली स्वरामध्ये, आणि म्हणून तुम्हाला नाव सुद्धा स्वरामध्ये सांगते.
ठीक आहे, आता प्रथम बाई आहे जे नाव स्वरामध्ये सांगते. सांगा बाई, नाव सांगा.
रूपाची खाना दिसते छान, लागाचं पानं, नजरेचं पानं, देऊळचं पानं,
There are no deadlines, there are no bosses around, for they have each other, Warkaris together, and they call each other as Mauli, and they enjoy every moment of this journey, a journey of 18 days seeking nothing from Lord Vitthal. Then why should everyone attend Wari? For some, it is their spiritual quest. For some, a family tradition coming around for centuries. For some, to refresh their inner being. For some, to learn life. For men like me, is to wash my sins and reduce the guilt. Surprisingly, including all these above, there are few who take Wari to understand the mechanism of impeccable management involved in this 700 plus old tradition of Maharashtra. Whatever your beliefs are, whatever your intentions are, Wari is undoubtedly the experience of his own kind. And today I'm going to present my various lessons and experiences, what I've learned from this wonderful Wari which I had. And you will be surprised to know there are a lot of management lessons and world philosophies amalgamated in Wari. Oh, I can see a few faces, surprised. No issues. Here I am going to explain them. What is the concept of management involved in Wari? Let me explain. It is true that the term management is derived from the Industrial Revolution of 18th century, and this term is coined by Frederick Taylor, a mechanical engineer. Yet, one can easily find ample of principles of management involved in Wari. The first principle, focus on one common goal. And my management and my principal who always speaks about focus of one common goal. And I'm sure that most of the organizations which you are associated with, they speak the same. People come from various walks of life, they come together, not just on a religious pilgrimage of Wari, but also it is a cultural, social gathering. Wari breaks down the barriers of socio-economic class. Wari brings out the focus of one common unified goal, and that is to reach Pandharpur, the abode of Lord Vitthal. Wari also stands for a tenacious tradition of love and harmony which brings together. It is a common thread, a fabric of Maharashtra. The management lesson we can learn from Wari is also about coordination and team building. This also my principal Dr. Sangeeta Srivastava always talks about coordination and team building. And I'm quite sure that most of your management is also talking about the same. I'm even sure that most of the Warkaris don't even know the corporate jargon called coordination and team building, but they do that because it is a synchronized efforts. Let me divide that how a Wari is. A Wari is a combination of various things. First, Palki. It is most dominant force to bring all together. There are various Palkis of Maharashtra which travel from their places to Pandharpur. The most popular is of Jnaneshwar Mauli, Tukaram Maharaj, as well even Gajanan Maharaj, which comes from all the way Shegaon. It's one of the longest travelled palki which comes to Pandharpur. In a palki, there are dindis. A dindi is a specific thing where around 200 plus people come together. And there are several dindis which come together under one palki. And each dindi is numbered. Apart from that, it is also numbered about where it could be. For example, there are some dindis which are palki cha pude, means ahead of the palki, and there are some dindis which are palki cha mage, which means behind the palanquin. And these are all numbers. So if by chance anyone is lost in the entire process because there are countless millions of people, nothing to worry about. You can easily track your dindi at the end of the day because they have a specific place. And I suppose when I started to understand this, I realized it talks about fleet management. There are not only dindis, you can track them without GPRS. Apart from that, when you go for a wari, I was for around 8 days, the actual wari is 18 to 20 days, so they need food, they need a place to rest, that is the tents. Each of these things are carried in a truck. There are maybe 5 trucks, 4 trucks, whatever it is. And they reach the destination of your halt called Visava by morning. And by morning, they put on the tents, they prepare food. So by evening, Visava, that is the night halt, Warkaris come to the place, they are provided with everything. There's a great management lesson, start early, end early. You won't believe it, every morning by 3 o'clock, the camp where we have the Visava, Tutari, a small trumpet is blown. This trumpet is a signal that we have to move. Generally, we start by 3:30 or 4, and it makes easy for us to cover the major distance because after 10 around, in this belt where we travel, there's a scorching heat, but this is avoided. Now, do you think most of the Mumbai Dabbawalas are Warkari? You know that? And if not, I'll tell you why they are. They are all Warkaris, and you'll be surprised to know that Mumbai Dabbawala are decorated with 7 Sigma. 7 Sigma is a tag or a prestigious award given to various elite organizations, which includes Mumbai Dabbawala. How could these people who are not even 10th pass can achieve this? Could be one of them to ask me the question. They get this because they have not just 1, 2 or 100 years experience, they are doing it for 7, 20 plus years experience because these are Warkaris, and Warkaris, they follow strict discipline, and this tradition of strict discipline was imbibed into them by the great Haibat Baba. Haibat Baba was the army commander and who came into Wari, and he initiated the strict discipline among the Warkaris. And this is the only reason you will find for last 720 plus years there is not a single case of stampede, whereas Warkaris walk through mountainous terrain, hard turf, but there is not a single incident of stampede. No molestation, no group fighting. How is this possible? It is all possible because Warkaris follow strict discipline, and apart from that, they are perfect as a role model. We'll talk about that. A lot of people who follow the Western culture, which even I do at times, they speak that the European Renaissance movement took place of 14th to 17th century was a game changer. Absolutely it was. But we have to also understand that the same European Renaissance type of thing called Bhakti movement took place in our own India in 7th to 10th century, and they had in 14th to 17th. So you can see how developed we were at times. And this Bhakti movement had a great impact. You can see one of the finest work comes during that time. Sant Tukaram says, Vrikshavalli Amha Soyari. And today we are talking about EVS, today we are talking about environment, whereas Sant Tukaram gave us this idea of how nature is important long back in 16th century. Even the slogan of French Revolution we all know, liberty, equality and fraternity. You can see that same taken into Wari. In fact, I'll tell you, I think this slogan is taken from Wari because Wari speaks about all these three elements. One more thing, if you see, Wari is based on Jnaneshwari. Haripat is the one which we always do every morning. Jnaneshwari is of 18 chapters, and you'll be surprised to see that people generally travel for 18 days. It's magic, and that could be the magic of management. After that Aarti, a dandak is raised. By the chowkdar, a dandak is raised, which means the moment it is raised, everybody go pin, drop, silence. And in the end, there are certain announcements like the lost property and about tomorrow, how the schedule is all about. Apart from that, if any dindi has any problem, though everybody will go absolute silent, one dindi which do have a problem, if so, then they will keep praying by jhans. Jhans is a very sonorous instrument which we just play, and it creates a very small ripples but very sonorous. That shows that there is a problem with the dindi, and so the Maharaj, the head of the palki, will go and sort out the things. How easily sort out the things of resentment, and if it is done in every management, there will be no problem at all, which I suppose I am very proud to say. Our management always helps the employees, so there is no resentment in our College of City Bhatia, and I am sure that not even in your place. Let us come to the second Greek philosopher, Aristotle, who according to me was a great biologist and who spoke a lot about human nature. He said we humans are generally virtuous people, good people, rational, we are social, and we are happiness seeking. Varkaris are the same. Another Greek philosopher, Plutarch, who said that society needs a role model. I spoke about it, how Varkaris are exact specimen of good role models. They are hardworking, they are ethical, they are reliable, honest, away from bad habits. They do everything what you define from the good books. Epictetus, another philosopher, a Stoic philosopher, a slave himself, he said, we cannot control everything. We can only control our thoughts, our beliefs and attitudes. We cannot control other people. Philosophy cannot be it cannot be bookish or theoretical. You need to apply that in practice.